So last night I saw the new A24 romantic thriller by the name of Love, Lies, and Bleeding, a film I was really excited to check out, and A24 is my favorite studio, and I always say this, that I expect the unexpected with any A24 film, and I really mean that when I say I didn't expect where this film was going as far as the twists and turns and the huge swings that this film takes, and some of it works, some of it doesn't work, but this was a very unique experience. Now this film is brought to us by the incredible Rose Glass, so this is her second film. She did 2019 Saint Mile, which I didn't absolutely love that film, but I really enjoyed the themes and allegories and her direction. Like, I knew after seeing that film, like, this is the director I want to keep my eye out for, and that is the case with this second film. She's leveling up. Like, the way that she's able to handle the different tones in this movie, like, this is a dark comedy, it's a romance, it's a thriller, it's a crime noir film, and it is very violent, and she handles a lot of that pretty well for the most part. I'm such a fan of her work and her imagination and how she keys in back-to-back films with their female leads and their crazy twist in imagination and their obsession with the human body and the flesh. Rose Glass is kind of carving out this lane where she's playing with themes that you see in like a Cronenberg film, or she has the dark comedy sensibilities from like a Coen Brothers movie, even some Quentin Tarantino in there. Like, while watching this film, it reminded me a little bit of like a Fargo meets Jackie Brown. So I just can't stress enough how impressed I am with her direction. She's just such a fucking rock star when it comes to directing movies. And kind of jumping a little bit into the story and the themes, like the film follows Kristen Stewart's character who works at a gym, who's owned by her father, who's like a kingpin of this small town and has a large reach to what he can do and what he's able to do. In comes Katy O'Brian's character by the name of Jackie, who's an inspiring bodybuilder. They come very close. They have like this instant connection with one another, and then let's just say things hit the fan. And the way the things hit the fan, again, I wasn't expecting this film to really dive into this heady, psychological, crazy stuff that we see with kind of gym culture, what was going down in the 80s, steroids, obsession, codependency, toxicity, family drama. Like, there's so many different things that this film tackles into. Again, some of it I really enjoyed. I wish there was more of a development in certain relationships. I wish there was more of a focus on certain reveals, but for the most part, the story just takes you on this ride and you're just sitting there like, what's going to happen next? And the performances across the board are incredible. I mean, Kristen Stewart just does so much with her eyes, and seeing her with a gun in her hand, like, she needs to do more action, but I really enjoy this relationship and the chemistry between her and Katy O'Brian. This is her coming out party in the sense of, like, she is fantastic. She is a scene stealer. Like, I am so excited to see more from her because she is just incredible. Like, so many ranges of course the physicality is there, but the emotional depths that she is able to convey in her character is phenomenal. In a noir crime thriller, you need a good villain, and Ed Harris as the dad in this film is fantastic. I love the hair. I love I love a villain that has like these weird quirky little things that they like to do in his collection of bugs. Without getting too much into it, is very fascinating. So supporting characters, Dave Franco, Jena Malone, like, everyone is great in this film. But again, the chemistry between Kristen Stewart and Katy O'Brian is like the selling point of this movie. Now, admittedly, not all the pieces of this film worked for me. Narratively speaking, I wish that there was more things elaborated on more. Like, I like a good mystery with characters, but I wish we could have got a little bit more backstory of Jackie. And there's some logical things, and I'm just like, if you're just big bad guy in town, why would Dave Franco think that it would be okay to do what he does in this film? So there's like little things that I wish were elaborated on more, developed a little bit more, and I'm still kind of torn on the ending. Like, it takes a literal big swing that I don't know if I'll fully buy into. By the way, let me know if you like the ending. Again, I didn't hate the ending. I'm not talking about the last like 2 minutes, which I thought was pretty interesting. I wasn't really entirely sold on, but overall, Love, Lies, Bleeding is a thrilling noir, sexy and unique violent experience that is full of surprises. There are moments of dark comedy that I really enjoyed. As I mentioned, it has shades of Fargo meets Jackie Brown, and although some of the pieces don't really work for me, like the ending, there's no denying the sheer talent of Rose Glass' experimental auteur direction, and I love how fantastically wicked and wild her imagination is. The cast is great. The chemistry between our two leads is incredible, and the soundtrack and the score is awesome. Although I didn't love it and it's not for everyone, I appreciate the hard punches this film throws, even though not all of them stick the landing. So honestly, when I walked out of the theater last night, I wasn't all the way sold on this film, but after sleeping on it, thinking about it, I'm gonna give this a 3.5 out of 5, and I'm so excited to see what Rose Glass does next. And I just love that A24 just takes risk on their filmmakers. It's a weird wild experimental film, and more of it works than it doesn't. So that's my thoughts on it. Let me know if you guys plan on checking it out, and when you do, did you like it, love it, or hate it? Let's talk about it in the comments below.